We walk together forever as hockey fans. Loyal to the game, hockey will always be in our blood. Skeptics said hockey didn't belong in the desert, but it motivated a generation of players and spawned NHL stars. Hockey does belong in Arizona, and the game, it's not over.
We play for what matters.
The Arizona High School State Championships, February 1st at Mullet.
Hello everyone and welcome to ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube's presentation of ACHA Division I Men's Ice Hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn. As a 20th ranked Arizona State Sun Devils play host to the University of Central of Oklahoma. Arizona State coming off still with a hot start to the second semester. They're undefeated. They came off 3 games last weekend, beating University of Oregon and then beating Missouri State twice. And head coach Austin Klein is really liking where this group is shaping up as they try to go ahead and make their push towards nationals. Coming in, the Central Oklahoma Broncos, they're a perennial favorite in the ACHA Division I men's ice hockey level, but this year has been a different story as they've been struggling coming into the season as they've made it to the Final Four in last season's Nationals tournament. They're on the outside looking in to try to make their bid into nationals. We have puck drop in just under a minute. We'll get you set up with lineups and the national anthem in just under a couple minutes here on Arizona State ACHA Hockey YouTube. Hello everyone and welcome inside Mount America Community Iceplex here on the campus of Arizona State University. Before puck drop tonight, we'll introduce you to tonight's starting goaltenders. For the visiting Central Oklahoma Broncos, it'll be number 31, Camden Pendleton, 5-7-1 on the year. His last outing was in a loss against Colorado State on the 25th of January. And for the Sun Devils, it's going to be the freshman number 31, Nathaniel Glenn, the North Carolina native, has been the man that head coach Austin Klein has been riding recently, coming into tonight's game as the starting goaltender. As it'll be Jake King for Arizona State in the face-off circle. Going against Sam Sykes for the Broncos, and the Sun Devils will control the opening draw. Palmer will just play that one in on Pendleton, and it'll be a quick offensive zone draw for Arizona State. Both of these teams faced off early in the new year back in Edmond, Oklahoma, as Arizona State got a sweep on the road, winning by the score of 4-0 and 6-1. Tonez keeps it in, and he'll just throw it back down deep. King trying to get some physicality started early, as it was a hard check on defenseman for the Broncos. Palmer ends up turning it over to Sykes. Sykes trying to send that one in front, but he turns it over to Austin Cameron for the Sun Devils. King turns that one out to Cameron. He'll button hook up, play to the point. Marchand. Now to Butler, snapshot on, and that gets blocked. And the puck will just escape into the neutral zone. Good start for Arizona State as we just passed the 60-second mark here in this hockey game. Colin Hogan comes in for the Broncos. He fans on the shot, and Glenn will steer the rebound to the corner. Carter Newland gets some help from Kylie Ram, and Kylie Ram skates it out. Wrist shot on, and Pendleton's able to swallow it up with no rebound. Talking with head coach Austin Klein before the game, one of the things that he was preaching is that Arizona State needs to use its depth in order if they want to be successful against the Broncos tonight. The Broncos come in with a very short roster, as they're missing almost 8 players in what you would normally see on a regular ACHA Division I roster, and so being able to roll all 4 lines is going to be key tonight for the Sun Devils. Played back in, and that puck was centered out in front, but nobody home for Arizona State. Broncos come in breaking on the other side. Jeffrey Redmond packs it back down. Good interception by Carson Cooch to protect the middle of the ice. Kate Olson gets his pass deflected into the corner. Frank Mondi, the forward for Central Oklahoma, will break it out. Played by a high touch, but Sun Devils will touch it and play will continue. Brady Franklin has to retrieve it back in his own zone. Takes a hard check in doing so. Sean Phillip out for Arizona State, but he turns it over. Quick one-timer shot on from Zach Guerrera, and Glenn will make his second stop of the game. Sun Devils having some trouble trying to get out their own zone cleanly. Guerrera plays it back up to the point. Wrist shot on, misses wide. Out in front to Sykes. Broncos still controlling it. Doucette. Palmer will take it away, trying to headman it to Quast, and the Sun Devils will just elect to chip it out. Phillips makes a pass in his line mate skates. Broncos control it now. Palmer has to get on his horse. Broncos trying to take this away. They are able to control it. Down low, Stalzer out in front. That's blocked by Quast. Quast is able to put Stalzer down to the ice. And that allows Marchand to handle the puck and chip it out. And we'll have a whistle as there's some commotion back behind the play as Quast and Sykes get tangled up. And we'll have a first penalty game. We'll see if our wonderful producer, the doctor, Ben Smith, is able to possibly pull up a replay, as that was behind the play when Marchand for Arizona State was trying to break it out. As you can see on your replay at home, it looks to be Sykes was tangled up with Tonez behind the play, and Quast was coming in to aid of his defenseman. And so we'll have some 4-on-4 action to start early in this hockey game, as it's coincidental minors. Butler will latch onto the puck, and he'll try to gain some speed through the neutral zone. Butler will pass it to himself. He's out here with Friesen. Friesen wrist shot on hard on the ice. That's kicked away by Pendleton. Marchand evades one checker. Across to Tonez. Pardon me, that's Sovinski. Play continues. Kept in by Marchand. He'll deke around his man once more. Drops it to Friesen. They play pitch and catch. Marchand, wrist shot on, and it was a good stick by Cervantes, the Burbank, California native for the Broncos, to get his stick in the way and deflect it up and out of play. Good movement by the Sun Devils and good idea by Marchand, as he was trying to cause a couple of bodies in the way of line of vision for the goaltender Pendleton to maybe surprise attack the Broncos goaltender with a shot, but ended up getting blocked. Broncos will control it off the draw. Oh, coming with some speed. Justin DeBecke. His shot goes wide. Free breakout for Arizona State. Jay King through the center ice. Wrist shot on, he scores! Jay King used all of that wrist power to blow that one by Pendleton, and it's 1-0 Arizona State. The Sun Devils taking advantage with 4-on-4 action, having more space to operate, and that allowed an easy breakout for the Sun Devils, and King to come in with speed and is able to beat Pendleton to the stick side. And just about the start you drew up for Arizona State as they take the 1-goal lead early in this first period. Kate Olsen gets harassed by a forward checker, Guerrera. Plays up to Franklin. Franklin delays, plays it down to Cameron, and Cameron gets bodied out of the puck. Doucette trying to give it over to Guerrera. Play will continue. Sun Devils will go for a partial change. The goal scorer, King, protecting the puck. He'll skate up to the blue line. Takes the drop pass, but he turns it over. Sebastian Doucette unable to get around Palmer. And that'll find Tonez fresh off the bench. 5 seconds remain on 4-on-4 play. Tonez turns it over at the offensive blue line. Broncos come back now. Kylie Ram, good defensive play to get his stick. And now both teams are back to 5-on-5 play. Sun Devils were able to take advantage with some of that extra ice, taking the 1-goal lead. Carter Newland decides to slow it down back in his own zone. He'll wheel around. Still with it. Gets around one player. Out in front, they score! Oh! Interesting, the referee initially said it wasn't a goal, and then he pointed his right arm and straightened it out, pointing towards the goal, making sure everybody in the arena knows it was counted as a goal. As I look back in the replay, and it looked pretty easy to me that it was a goal. I think it might have been the follow-up chance was where the goal occurred as we look back at the replay. As I believe the goal is going to be awarded to number 121, Carson Cooch, and we'll see what the official scorekeeper has to say on the PA system. And my intuition was correct. So the Sun Devils, with a great individual effort by Carter Newland, able to undress the defenseman and put it up on a tee right to the center of the ice. And it wasn't Kylie Ram to initially put it in. It was his line mate, Cooch. So Sun Devils off to a great start here for some Thursday night hockey. Their only game of the week with a 2-goal lead now. Cooch back in on the forecheck and on the attack for the Sun Devils. Trying to get that one in front of the net, but it's skated out by the Broncos. Marchand, he'll meet Redman in the corner. Kylie Ram, good defensive play again with his stick positioning. Chips it out. Sykes unable to deke around Marchand. Hunter Friesen, fresh off the bench, plays it back to Sovisky. Guerrero's trying to get that to the net. Marchand, great job by him, and he's able to lob that one out. As we pass the 13-minute mark here in this first period, 2-0 Sun Devil lead. Guerrero retrieves the puck behind the net. Trying to look for a pass. He'll get that one through, and Glenn had to be alert. And he'll play that one out, get some help from Connor Squarey. Mark Ducharme on the forecheck for the Sun Devils. Rimmed back around. Olsen plays it off his backhand and keeps it in. They'll do it once more. Dumps it into Ducharme. Ducharme centers out in front. Saved by Pendleton. Sun Devils causing some commotion on the shift on the forecheck. Broncos are able to relieve the pressure momentarily. Sun Devils come back in. Quast, his shot gets blocked and runs out into the corner. Quast out in front, over the stick of Ducharme. Point shot from Palmer blocked. Cervantes be able to get some help from DeBecke. Glenn will elect to play it. Phillips had to keep his head up as he almost would have been a candidate to get hit really hard from Redmond, and that play will go into the Arizona State bench. We'll have a whistle. The Central Oklahoma program is one of the proud programs in the ACHA, and you can definitely chalk this year up to the one that you don't normally see from them. As just last year, the Broncos were in the Final Four, the last 4 teams in the national tournament, as they lost to UNLV in the semifinals to try to make it to the final of the tournament. John Phillip for Arizona State. Unable to connect properly with Palmer. Palmer gives it back up. Smart play by Kennedy as he was trying to play that one off the wall to himself. Rabroker gets it out to Redmond. Marchant reverses it. One of the new Sun Devils, that's Sechrist for Arizona State, as it's his first home game for the Sun Devils. Broncos take it away, the attack in. Sykes out in front. Quick second shot opportunity from Doucette. Will get saved by Glenn, and here come the Sun Devils. Draw pass to Cameron. Cameron wrist shot on, that hits a couple bodies and goes around, kept in by Marchant. Beautiful play set up. That was a nice touch play between Butler and Cameron. Cameron circles back down to Marchant. Sun Devils trying to make sure everybody is getting touches, rolling again all four lines, echoing what head coach Austin Klein wanted to see and wanted to do in this game, use that depth for Arizona State to wear down the opponent. Adam Stoller plays that one in. Kate Olson, the captain for Arizona State. Hits off the forward Hogan. Cooch is able to play it down with his glove, and we'll try to find some free ice. Franklin to Newland. Broken play, but it'll work. And Franklin came in, but ends up coming in offside as looked to be one of the other forwards for Arizona State trying to creep in on the backside, ends up being a little too eager. Broncos will control it. Played back down to Glenn. He'll just leave it for his defenseman, Olson. Saucer pass for Olson was a little too hot to handle for Newland. He's trying to beat out the ice scene, but he'll lose out on that battle. Interesting for Central Oklahoma. I do see number 14, Frank Mondi, who's listed as a forward, is now playing defense for the Broncos, and that's something you have to do when you have a short roster. As they have control of it, Sykes' one-timer shot gets sticked away by Glenn. Broncos trying to get something going on this offensive opportunity. Franklin, high chip off the glass, and he'll just do the smart, sensible play. Newland, crafty play to himself to Kylie Ram, his wrist shot on, and Pendleton's able to get just enough of the glove to keep that one out. Doucette turns it over at the offensive blue line to Kylie Ram. Delane, he tries to find a streaking squarey. He gets taken down and looks to be a penalty against the Broncos. And there was great hustle by the Atlantic Beach, New York native, Connor Squarey, as he was able to beat the Central Oklahoma defenseman to the front of the net. And usually good things happen. Either you're the first one to get onto the puck and either get a rebound or an initial chance off of a pass, or draws a penalty, and in this case it's the latter. So DeBecke will head in to the box for slashing, and the Sun Devils will operate on their first power play of the game. Marchant will work it up top with King. Wrist shot on, and that gets punched away by Pendleton. Butler on this left side. Whip around shot. Pendleton doesn't know where it is, and it's whistled down for a whistle. Some good interchange by Arizona State, but it ended up just being a broken play as Butler was trying to give it back down low into the corner to one of his teammates, and as he was losing his edge, he was somehow able to get a shooting attempt off. Very athletic play by Butler. Broncos will dump it all the way down. Butler will pick it up behind his net to Marchant. Marchant to King. He gets shown to the door and to the boards, and we'll have to recollect and regroup. King drop pass to Butler. It's rimmed around. Sun Devils unable to keep it in, as Central Oklahoma is doing a good job on this penalty kill of limiting the chances of Arizona State so far. Second power play unit comes out for the Sun Devils with about 50 seconds remaining to work with. Carter Newland head fakes it, plays it back to himself, still with it. Will hesitate. Some good edge work, skating-wise, from Newland. To Palmer, he'll play it back down to Cooch. About 25 seconds remain on the man advantage for Arizona State. And it was good defensive play by Guerrera for the Broncos. The Sun Devils were a little too cute playing out on the perimeter. And the mixed signals between Kylie Ram and Newland do not get a stick touch on that puck, and so it's going to be an icing call against the Sun Devils. The opportunity for the Broncos to possibly get some offense going, at the very least kill off the remainder of this penalty to DeBecke. As Cooch enters in, and the stick taps come from Glenn, the Arizona State goaltender, and Central Oklahoma's back to 5-on-5 play. Stretch pass. Played up. Coming in was Thompson, but he'll lose an edge to Sovisky. Sovisky plays it back to Marchand, and Sun Devils will reshuffle the deck to get their lines back. Marchand will step out with it. Over to Phillips. Phillips out in front, but it ends up going past Ryan Quath for Arizona State. And here come the Broncos. Sykes gets it taken away, as there's some good team defense by Arizona State. It was a 1-on-4. They were able to use the numbers to their advantage. Play starting to open up a little bit. Guerrera. Cross corner dump. Franklin and Doucette meet each other in the corner. Franklin will come out with it. Kennedy was trying to dump it in, but it gets caught up in the skates of the linesman. He'll collect the puck. As he was trying to find Friesen going through the middle of the ice, taken away. And dumped in now by Guerrera, and he'll go for a change. Friesen. Too hard of a pass for Squarey to collect. And the Sun Devils will have to retrieve it back in their own zone. Descharm trips it in, icing waved off by the linesman. Good clean breakout by Central Oklahoma. Trying to drop that one in. Wrist shot on, saved by Glenn, as he was able to punch that one with his right arm, as Stalzer came in with a dangerous scoring opportunity. Descharm gets some help from Friesen, and Friesen will just elect to chip it out, as we are now down to under 4 minutes to play in this first period. King trying to get past the Central Oklahoma player, and he'll get taken down illegally with the tripping. Definitely a clear play, as both referees threw their hand up right away once they saw King get taken down. Referees trying to get the right player, it's going to be number 25, Connor Homan, heading to the box for the Broncos, and the Sun Devils will be back to work on the power play. Draw one cleanly by King. One-timer shot from Butler, didn't get all of it, and it'll go wide to the net. King will retrieve it. Up to Marchant. That pass was collected momentarily by Friesen, but it'll get taken away. It's an odd man rush. 2-on-1 for the Broncos. Sykes puts it in an area, and Marchant was able to get his stick in the way of that pass. Broncos being quite aggressive here on this penalty kill. King will come out with it for Arizona State. He'll drive in hard on his backhand side. DeBecke will keep him at bay. Marchant. That shot gets caught up in the skates. Cameron, his shot on, and that deflection from King goes wide. Redmond was afraid he was going to get checked, so he keeps the puck and works it out to the other side. Rab Roker will just rag the puck a little bit more to try to get some more ticks off this clock, and the Sun Devils will switch up power play units and will have to break it out of their own zone. Kylie Ram, he has some space on this right side. Driving, drop pass to Cooch. Cooch trying to find a shooting lane. Now to Kylie Ram. Back to Cooch. Oh, and he had Kylie Ram, but just the pass was a little tough as that was on his backhand and handcuffed him. Palmer with it still. Kylie Ram takes the pass. It continues. About 10 seconds remain on the power play. Palmer's wrist shot on. Loose in front. Friesen trying to get that one out in front. Sun Devils still control it. Palmer to Friesen. To Kylie Ram. And Central Oklahoma is now back to full strength, but the Sun Devils continue to possess the puck in the offensive zone. As we're under 90 seconds to play in this first period. And the Broncos are finally able to clear it out. Carter Newland hits the brakes. He tries to get around the forechecker Doucette. Now to Kylie Ram. But it was a good job snuffing that one out by DeBecke. Under a minute to play in this first period as the rugby scrum takes place on the half wall. It'll come to the Sun Devils. Good stick work by Newland. Gets around a couple Broncos players. To Franklin. Franklin waiting. Drops it, but it was a tough pass to Newland. Could be an odd man rush for Central Oklahoma. Coming into Stalzer. Great job on the back check by Kylie Ram. Able to lift the stick of Stalzer and not allow a good shooting opportunity. Rob Roker's shot hits a couple bodies and played into the corner. As 20 seconds remain in the game, and it was a poor breakout pass for Arizona State, but icing's waved off. Here come the Broncos again. One more chance before this period's over. Sykes' shot gets blocked by Sovisky as the seconds tick down, and that'll do it for this first period. Sun Devils with a really hot start entering in this first period. They were able to double up Central Oklahoma early in the first 5 minutes of this period, and Broncos came in strong late, finishing that period well. At the end of one, Arizona State 2, Central Oklahoma nothing. We'll bring you second period action in just under 15 minutes here on Arizona State ACHA Hockey U2. Hello everyone, welcome to ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube's presentation of ACHA Division I Men's Ice Hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn, and producing tonight the extraordinaire Dr. Ben Smith as we get this second period underway. Top line out for Arizona State. Butler gets some help from Cameron. Butler drops it to Cameron behind the net to King, but pass ends up hitting Oklahoma, Central Oklahoma's skate, and allows the Broncos to break it out. Doucette will glove it down. Wrist shot on, doesn't make its way there. King ends up blowing a tire behind the net, out in front. That is a good job by Glenn to hold his post. King delays, waits, down the corner to Butler out in front, and Doucette will get to that puck and he'll chip it out. King to Cameron, they're still onside. King, backhand shot, saved. Another shot on, saved by Pendleton. Salzer eats a check from Sovasky. Marchand, a hard backhand rim around. And Cooch ends up overskating the pass. I think he was trying to leave it for Kylie Ram, but he wasn't ready for it. Broncos will throw it back down low. Sun Devils with a great start to this hockey game. They got 2 goals in the first 5 minutes, as that will be whistled down for an icing against Arizona State. But Central Oklahoma started to show something, especially near that first period, where they're generating a couple of good offensive chances and good forechecking, and with that, getting great offensive zone time. And so we'll see if that continues in the second period for Central Oklahoma. They'll take it away. Mondi looking for the pass at the point, doesn't get it. Cooch drops it to Marchand, and he'll just flip that one in. And we'll have an icing call, as Newland was trying to get there first for Arizona State, but with how they call icing now, it's mostly a race to the goal line to try to avoid any sort of possible collisions or injuries, as both players from both teams try to hustle to that puck. Draw one by Sykes. Nothing comes of that chance, though. Newland pumps his legs to Kylie Ram. Kylie Ram still with it, and he tries to center that one in front. Takuchi scores! As Pendleton was down on all fours, and Cooch was able to stick with that, and he pushes the Sun Devil lead to 3. That was a poor angle shot, as Pendleton, the goaltender for the Broncos, seemed to just lose his edge as he was trying to push to that right side. And Cooch, with not the greatest angle, was able to shoot that one in and bank it off the goaltender. And either way, it still goes down as a goal on the score sheet. And the Sun Devils will now take a 3-goal lead. Broncos will dump that one in by Guerrera, leaving that behind his net as Glenn. Tough pass for Kennedy to handle, though, by Phillip. Sun Devils have to regroup in their own zone. Shots right now is staggering 17-7 in favor of Arizona State, and it's very indicative of how this game flow has been going, as Arizona State's been not letting up against the Broncos. And that'll be an icing call, so the face-off will be in the offensive zone for the Sun Devils. Head coach for Central Oklahoma is Jonas Kostovecki, as the Broncos had a mid-season coaching change, and so Jonas is now the interim head coach, and he definitely has some history with the Central Oklahoma program, as that wrist shot from Franklin goes up and behind the net of Pendleton, as he was a former player for the program as well, so it's great to see him giving back to a program that has given him a lot over the years. And we'll have a whistle, and no doubt about that one, it's going to be Sean Phillips heading to the box for a tripping. Poor penalty by Phillips as he got his his stick tangled up in the skate of the Central Oklahoma player. And anytime you take a penalty in the offensive zone, it's always one that the coaching staff and as well as a player is not going to be happy about. So the Sun Devils are going to have to kill off a penalty as that tripping call was awarded to Phillips for Arizona State. It's a good start for the Sun Devils. Skating out with it is Kate Olson. Wrist shot misses wide. Hunter Friesen will collect it. And Thompson will take it away for the Broncos. He'll skate in on his weak side, driving out in front, and Glenn's able to take away the bottom part of the ice. Could be an odd man rush, 2-on-1 for the Sun Devils. Cooch with it to Friesen, and his backhand shot saved by Pendleton as he was sliding across to make the stop. Conias, great interception. Kylie Ram is unable to get around Mondi. Broncos break the puck back in. Salzer works it up to the other side to DeBecke. Salzer behind the net. Out in front. He has to work it out the other side to Doucette. 50 seconds remain on the power play. DeBecke, wrist shot on, and Glenn's able to snag it and get a whistle. Now, there's a good kneeling block by Ryan Quast, the Alberta native, as he was able to get on one knee there to not allow a good scoring opportunity for the defenseman for the Broncos. .45 seconds remain on the power play for Oklahoma. They control the draw. Sykes with a shooting lane ends up hitting a couple of Sun Devil players. Play continues. Sykes swap spots with Zubecki, gives it back to him. One-timer shot on, that goes wide by Hogan. Sykes, short angle shot on, sticked away by Glenn. 7 seconds remain and Palmer is unable to clear it. Point shot on the redirection misses wide. And the Sun Devils are finally able to clear it from Tonez. And they're back to full strength now as Quast works hard and Sykes ends up breaking his stick on the check on Quast. So Broncos are minus a stick out there right now. He'll go to the bench. Marchand wrist shot on block. Descharme out in front to Squarey. They score! Connor Squarey. Again, great positioning, taking up that front of the net, and it pays off as he's able to cash that one in. Also have to give credit to Mark Descharme as that puck ended up redirecting off the glass, and then it was wobbling up in the air, and Descharme was able to get just enough mustard on it to deliver a nice, solid pass to Squarey in front to put that one home.
Sundown goals led by number 2, Sperry. Where is assisted by number 92, Becky Sharp, and number 17, Ben
So the Sun Devils have now take a 4-0 lead here in the second period. Cervantes, poor pass to Descharme, wrist shot on, and that's blocked away by Pendleton. The goalie for the Broncos was left out, hung to dry there. Wrist shot on as it bounced in front of Pendleton, but he'll fight through the traffic to block it out. Doucette, snapshot on, Glenn makes the stop. Descharme. Marchand gets tangled up at the blue line, and his pass gets taken away. Broncos work it out to the other side. Redmond delays, waits, goes back in his own zone to break it out. Cervantes and Olsen meet in the corner. They come out with it out in front. And that shot from Bose misses wide. One-timer shot punched away by Glenn. And the Sun Devils will just clear it all the way down and get a whistle. Sun Devils will defend the face-off in their own zone as Broncos having a bit of a response here on the shift. They win the draw clean. Shot on out in front of Glenn, and Glenn's able to block her that one away. Great job by the Arizona State netminders. It was tough because that puck got knocked down right in front of the slot, and it's a quick reaction stop pass by the goaltender. And he's able to answer it. Cameron just trying to settle this puck down in his own zone. It'll get taken away. Holman goes D-to-D with Rabroker, and that's blocked by Franklin, and he'll skate it out. Franklin has some time and space to Butler, but they enter in offside. As it seemed to be the line mates of Franklin were trying to wait for him to engage when he was going to cross that blue line, but it just ended up being a little too slow. Butler trying to get there first for Arizona State. Cervantes. Over to Mondi. And Palmer will have to recruit in his own zone. Taken away by Doucette. Out in front. Tonya's great defensive play poking that puck away. Butler retrieving the puck in the corner. As a centering pass came to the stick of Redmond, but Redmond's pass was a little too hot to handle. And icing looked to be called, but now it's waved off. Doucette out in front, and Redmond's shot gets blocked. Mondi down low. King trying to help out his defenseman. Cameron unable to clear it out as he gets pinned to the wall. Redmond with it. Plays into the corner. Bose out in front and was in the skates of Doucette. Mondi, wrist shot on, blocked. Puck comes back around to Butler. He'll chip it into an area, and that allows Arizona State to go for a partial change, but they got to go quick as back in on the attack is Central Oklahoma. Tonya's elects to flip it out. I've enjoyed Arizona State so far in terms of breaking it out. If they can't get it out cleanly, they'll look to get that puck north and out of the zone safely, and we'll just chip it out. Good, responsible playing by the Sun Devils. Cooch unable to get in the offensive zone. So this guy has to play it back. Marchant. Kylie Ram will tip that one in. Icing waved off. Debicki is unable to clear it. Cooch keeps it in. Wrist shot on. Deflected by Kylie Ram. Kept in by Sovisky. Marchant had it, but he fans on the shot. Dubecki. Dubecki around one. Dubecki out in front. Glenn makes a couple stops. Puck cleared into the corner. As we are under 10 minutes to play in the second period. Sun Devils have been able to add 2 to the tally with a 4-0 lead. Hogan ends up ramping off of Arizona State's stick, and it's not a clean pass. Got in on the goaltender Glenn, and he'll just elect to freeze it. Finishing up my point that I had earlier in the first period with Central Oklahoma's Frank Mondi listed as a forward, playing as a defenseman. And that'll happen when you have a short roster, as the Broncos are missing about 8 players than what you normally see on a regular ACHA Division I roster, and that really forces players to have to either play positions that they haven't in a long time or just learn positions in general that they've never played before, and it's tough to do, especially at this Division I level. So I have to commend a player like Mondi swapping positions, as that wrist shot is on the goaltender Pendleton, and he'll make a stop, of being able to go ahead and play something you're not normally comfortable with. The referees have to get in between a couple players, Kennedy for Arizona State and Redmond for the Broncos. And some communication of the referee to the linesman to make sure they're escorting the proper players, and so looks to be both players, one from each team, heading to the box, and so we'll have 4-on-4 hockey again, most likely. So Redmond and Kennedy in the box for 2 minutes. We'll have our second stanza of 4-on-4 play. Sun Devils were able to take advantage with this open ice in the first period. We'll see if it continues. Wrist shot on from Descharmes, gloved by Pendleton. Shot disparity is a little better now in the second period, as the Broncos, although they haven't scored, have been able to get a bit of a foothold in this game, as it's 25-17 in favor of the Sun Devils, as that wrist shot ends up hitting the helmet of Pendleton, and it'll be whistled down, as, again, anytime that mask comes off the goaltender, it's an automatic whistle by the referees. Unfortunate, though, when you look back at that play, as it seemed to be the Broncos breaking out with a lot of speed as they were trying to head into the offensive zone. Maybe an unfortunate whistle if you're a Broncos fan. Hunter Friesen wins the draw for Arizona State. Marchand gets Shepard back in his own zone. Marchand still with it. And it goes in the offensive zone now. Friesen drops it to Descharmes. Descharmes shot on, gets blocked away. Descharmes trying to get that puck loose out in front. Dangerously hits off to Becky, but he's able to clear it out. It's 2-on-2. Sykes. Sykes gets it back. Wrist shot on. Saved by Glenn. Probably Glenn's best stop of the night so far. Friesen still with it. Unable to force that pass through. Now to Sovaskei. Sovaskei in the corner. Sun Devils trying to complete a change. 40 seconds left on 4-on-4 play. Friesen trying to get that one over to Sechrist. Wrist shot on, misses high. Sechrist out in front. Saved by Pendleton, a couple of saves, and he finally puts a glove over the puck. Great to see Sechrist out for Arizona State. He was one of those call-ups from the Division II team, as the head coach, Austin Klein, saw a great opportunity tonight to try to give him some ice time at the Division I level. Draw one. Sechrist wrist shot on, misses high. There's a great play between him and Squarey, generating that offensive chance. Sechrist couldn't get that puck in. Ends up turning it over to Hogan. For the Broncos, snapshot on, blocked by Tonez. Hunter Squarey as they're breaking out, and we'll have a whistle as there was some extracurricular behind the play between Tonez and Hogan. And the referees are trying to make sure they keep the lid on this game. not allowing the emotions to boil over, and so it'll be, again, 4-on-4 play as Tonez and Hogan head to the box.
The only thing missing is the Beretta, otherwise Josh Hicksall is looking for bear.
Linesman's going to whistle it down as they're trying to get the scoreboard situated here at Mountain America Community Iceplex, and we'll finally have the puck drop. Both teams getting a lot of practice on 4-on-4 play, which you don't normally see too much in hockey, but when you do, it's important that you work on this stuff, especially in practice, which I know both teams do, and it's a part of the curriculum for each coaching staff of trying to create these games where there's more space involved. As Olsen drives to the front of the net, rebound chance out in front for Butler and saved by Pendleton. As Olsen looks up to the heavens, as he was able to generate enough space to get a lane straight to the net. Got one by Sykes. Mondi gives it back to Sykes. Sykes with some speed, but he ends up whiffing on the shot. Butler now for Arizona State. Collects it. Butler around one. Butler deking around a couple times now. Franklin. Now you see both defensemen underneath the goal line. You don't normally see that on a shift. Now Butler. Over to King. King still controlling that puck. King ends up finally losing it out to Sykes. And now the Broncos will control it. 40 seconds remaining of 4-on-4 play. Sykes, wrist shot on, blocked. Another shot on by Dubecki, out in front still. And Franklin does just enough to get it out. Butler, Kylie Ram, trailing in, and Pendleton is able to make the initial stop and not allow a rebound. And as you expect on this 4-on-4 play, more space, which means more offensive opportunities, as there was some good chances for both teams on that shift. Marchand loses control of the puck. Now have to go back in the neutral zone and regroup. Marchand never shies to take the puck up. He'll take it in, wheels around the offensive zone with it, but he makes a blind pass and turns it over directly to the Broncos. Homan. And then we get a clean pass to Hogan, as now both teams are back to full strength. It's an icing call, and it was a smart play by Glenn, as he wanted to be sure that that puck was not going to go on frame on the net. And he was able to wait out that puck, and it finally curled to the right of the net. And that allows offensive zone draw now for Arizona State. Sun Devils don't win the draw, but they fight to retrieve the puck. Pooch walks out with it. Out in front to Newland, and that's a stick save by Pendleton as he gets his right hand up. Hogan for the Broncos. That is great defensive play by Cooch, the forward, of not allowing that man to get around him. Wrist shot on, that's blocked by Sovisky. Glenn stops it for Marchand. Now to Newland. Newland, a couple of tight turns, and he'll slow it down. Foss will tip that one in. Pendleton will now play it by his net, leaves it for Cervantes. Dubecki out of the reach of Doucette, but Doucette, some good second effort. He's able to get the puck in, and as he centers that one in front, it'll go wide. Mondi now. They'll lightly chip that in. Force Arizona State to break it out. They will. Kennedy around Mondi. Kennedy trying to hustle with, gets tangled up in the corner with Cervantes. Puck caught up in the skates as both teams are trying to vie for it. Doucette. Smart play finds Mondi in the center of the ice to break it out. Redmond over to Mondi. Under 3 to play now in the second period. It's a 4-0 Arizona State lead. Palmer will now step out to collect it. But it gets taken away by Sykes. Sykes with time and space. Sykes trying to slip that pass through. Tonez, another great defensive play, keeping that pass out. Centered out in front by Cervantes, but that'll squirt through. Tonez, unable to clear it. Shot on from the point, blockered away by Glenn. Hogan shot on. Couple bodies in front, doesn't make its way to the net. And Quas is able to do just enough to clear it out. Hogan, wrist shot on, and that's snagged by Glenn by the glove, and he'll make a stop. Although it's a 4-0 Arizona State lead, it's important for the Sun Devils to still keep the foot on the gas. As again, as I've reiterated before with the rankings in the ASHA, it's all done by the computers, and they take into account goal differential. So it's going to be important that the Sun Devils do all they can to finish out this game to try help and improve their ranking as they come into the weekend ranked 20th. Franklin doing a great job of riding his man to the boards. Forces Central Oklahoma to touch up. Descharm picks it up to his stick. Now to Squarey playing it. Friesen takes it away. Descharm just puts it in on frame. Pendleton's able to make the stop. Oh, and Squarey ends up taking a hard check from Hogan after the whistle. And the back referee is trying to gesture on who the guilty party was. And it's going to be Hogan for the Broncos. There seemed to be some possible frustration shown by the Broncos player. And with 68 seconds left in the second period, it'll be a power play for the Sun Devils to close this period out. Draw one by King. He's done a great job in the circle tonight for Arizona State. Wrist shot on from Cameron, and that'll be cleared all the way down by Stalzer. As we're under 60 seconds to go now in the period. Marchand stops at the blue line. Tries to get some space and find some open passing lanes. It'll go to Cameron, now to Olsen. Touch passing by the Sun Devils. Marchand looks off the pass and he goes for the shot, and that goes wide. Butler. Doucette's able to clear it all the way down off the high glass. 25 seconds left in the period. Glenn tries to headman that to King, but King will play it back down to his defenseman Marchand. Cooch. Wrist shot on by Butler, but he's unable to get all of it. King has to drop his stick as he felt it break. And that'll end up doing it for the second period. Central Oklahoma was showing a little bit more fight in that second period, but the Sun Devils end up adding another 2 more goals to their tally, scoring 2 in the first and now 2 in the second at the end of 2. Arizona State 4, Central Oklahoma nothing, and we'll bring you live third period action in just under 15 minutes here on Arizona State ACHA Hockey YouTube.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube's presentation of ACHA Division I Men's Ice Hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn as we get this third period underway here at Mountain America Community Iceplex. The Sun Devils are holding right now a commanding 4-0 lead. Caden Butler trying to drive in hard and trying to add to that tally. He'll play it back up. Power play for the Sun Devils for the next 20 seconds. King's pass on the backhand was not intended for anybody in particular, so the Sun Devils have to regroup. Austin Cameron works it down in the corner to Olsen, but it hits a couple of Bronco sticks and dribble to the goaltender Pendleton. It'll be interesting to see how the Broncos will come out and play this third period, as there's 7 seconds remaining left on this penalty, as they could possibly spring Hogan, who took the penalty, out of the box. Instead, they'll elect for Adam Stalzer to do it himself as he drives at one to the front of the net, but luckily nobody home for the Broncos. Cooch gets it over to Tony as his wrist shot on, and that gets stopped by Pendleton with some good positioning, protecting that net. As Cooch ends up taking down his man, and we'll have a whistle. And we'll see what will happen here. And so we'll look to see, and it looks to be a penalty against the Broncos. It'll be Connor Homan heading to the box, and so the Sun Devils will go back to the man advantage. Draw one by the Sun Devils as the second power play unit's out for Arizona State right now. Palmer protects it. Still with it, has to retrieve the puck on the other side of the ice. They'll finally get dislodged out. Friesen cuts through the middle, wrist shot on, he scores! Great drive to the net by Friesen and good stick work as he was able to use his outside edge and his inside edge to find a crease, and he lets the shot go and puts it in. As you see it there on the replay, he was able to fake the Broncos players like he was going to the outside, and then a hard turn to the left. And he was able to also benefit from the screen from Cooch in front of the goaltender Pendleton. And that wrist shot goes through, making it a 5-0 Arizona State lead. Sun Devils will add again to their tally, moving this lead to 5-0. Floss sees a hard check from Cervantes. Broncos right now trying to make the score respectable. They have a long road trip ahead of them, a game here against the Sun Devils, and then 2 games in Tucson against the Wildcats. Sykes ends up losing an edge. Controlled by Arizona State. Kennedy. Floss back to Kennedy. He's unable to let the shot through. Puck up in the air, but it doesn't go out of play, so it'll continue. Puck still stuck up against the boards. Phillips, tight turn, trying to find some time and space. To Marchand. Marchand showing off his nifty skating ability. Sends that one in front. Deflection by Quast wide. One-timer from Marchant, and Pendleton with the kick save. And the play's whistled down as it was a hand pass by Marchant with 16:35 left in the third period. Broncos have a quick end of their season after this game tonight. Only 4 more games as they play Arizona this Friday and Saturday next weekend against in-state rival, the University of Oklahoma Sooners. Hunter Friesen, the goal scorer in this third period, trying to look for a second. Taken away by Homan. Ducharme there as well for Arizona State. Squarey trying to get that in front. It'll come to a Central Oklahoma stick. Redmond plays it up to the point. Goes back around beneath the goaltender Glenn. Franklin puts it in the skates of Squarey. They can't break it out. Out in front! And a big stop by Glenn as it was some good work by the Broncos, and the puck came out to Struli for Central Oklahoma, and he was unable to get it past the Arizona State netminder. And when you talk with goaltenders, it's tough to try to keep your head in the game, especially with a lopsided score, as you're not facing that many shots, and it's hard to stay alert all by your lonesome. But Glenn's doing a great job so far keeping himself engaged. Cameron will just push that one along forward, but it's turned over to Butler. Puck up to Palmer. The slap shot blocked. Another shot saved by Pendleton. As Palmer had a workout there on that shift as he's leaning over, getting a breather, as he didn't have not one but 2 slap shots, and knowing him, he loves his slap shot. The senior for Arizona State was unable to get any of those to go for a goal. Quick breakout by the Broncos. Guerrera coming in, but his line mate that time, Doucette, was a little too excited as he ends up going in offside. And Doucette knew it too once that whistle blew. As definitely a feeling of disappointment by him, as his line mate had a great opportunity to come in on the offensive end to generate a scoring chance, and he was the reason why it never came to fruition. Cameron needs a check as we pass 5 minutes in the third period. Palmer. D to Sechrist. Turned over at the blue line. Sykes keeps it in. De Guerrera. Shot on from Rabbroker, gets deflected up and out of play. Palmer with a good defensive stick. Sun Devils, after this one tonight, get a nice break and a nice weekend off, as their next games won't be until next weekend against in-state rivals Grand Canyon University. Newland trying to fit the pass through, unable to. Cooch protecting the puck, up to Marchant. Marchant waits for it, throws it back in the corner. Newland out in front, still jabbing at it. Second chance opportunity on the pass, gets it taken away. Marchant to Newland, and Newland knew that he was probably going to get checked by Cervantes. We'll just chip it in. Turned over to Kylie Ram, but then he turns it back over. Cervantes by himself, punched away by Glenn as the Broncos finish off a change. Newland, always interested by Carter Newland, especially his equipment. As his stick, as he likes to try to paint a lot of the stick, even the bottom of the shaft of the stick, which you don't normally see as his stick is primarily black. But it's something that's a comfort feel, and each player is unique in that way. Wrist shot on from Kennedy, kept in by Olsen. Kennedy again trying to center that one through, blocked, and cleared all the way down. And it'll go for an icing. Sun Devils to close this year out have 6 more games that count for the rankings, as they still have GCU, Colorado State, and the University of Arizona Wildcats left on their schedule. And if you look at their schedule, they have 2 games against UNLV, but talking with this coaching staff, that's after the final rankings period is over. And that's going to be more in line and intended for a tune-up game for UNLV, who's most likely going to get in, but also possibly the Sun Devils, especially if they keep their pace up this second half to try to qualify for nationals. Olsen, great job as he loses the handle of it, and he did not take kindly to that check from Stalzer, and we'll have a whistle now. Now, this is unfortunate for Olsen as he lost an edge, but somehow was able to keep the puck in as he was down on the seat of his pants. And Stalzer saw that as a good opportunity to play the body. And we'll also have some penalties after that play. So some frustration coming from the Broncos side as they'll now be in the box. The assistant captain, Adam Stalzer. Some communication between the referees. And now we'll also see Kate Olsen heading to the box for Arizona State as well. And we'll see what the calls are going to be.
Number 18, Adam Stalzer, double-minded conduct.
So Adam Stalzer gets a double minor for roughing in a game misconduct. And so he has left the game. And Kate Olsen for Arizona State will have to serve his penalty with 2 minutes. And so since it was a 4-minute power play, 4-minute penalty to Stalzer for Central Oklahoma and a 2-minute penalty to Olsen for Arizona State, it'll end up being just a 2-minute power play after all of that in favor of Arizona State. Wrist shot on from Butler, misses wide. As math was never my strong suit, that shot from Cameron snapped. Shot made a save. As a lot of arithmetic going on in the scorekeeper's box as Marchand's one-timer shot gets saved by Pendleton. And something that'll be interesting to monitor as one of these lopsided games happen, that frustration might end up getting the best of some of the players on both sides, and we've already seen it take place. Rimmed all the way around by the Broncos, and Butler will have to get it back in his own end. Marchand almost got it taken away by Redmond. Jay King drops it for Marchand. Marchand takes it in to Butler. Cameron wrist shot on, saved by Pendleton. Good puck movement by Arizona State. Not resting on their laurels, up 5 of snapping that puck around and They've been having some success of quick puck movement with those one-touch passes, generating some offense. Draw collected by the Sun Devils. They'll find their positions. One-timer shot from Marchand. Gloved by the goaltender Pendleton. I don't think Marchand got all that. It looks like the puck was almost a changeup like you'd see in baseball where it was just fluttering and the goaltender Pendleton had to focus on it. Sun Devils win the draw again. Butler protects it. Now to King. 45 seconds remain on the power play. Butler out in front. Central Oklahoma does just enough to clear it out. Sun Devils switch out power play units. Marchand for pass. Turns it over. It's a 2-on-1 for the Broncos. Dubecki out in front. Stopped by Glenn. And Kylie Ram finally is able to corral that puck and possess it. Headman pass for Friesen. Icing waved off. Friesen gets his pass taken away. Broncos come back in again. 2-on-1. Wrist shot on by Hogan, and Glenn's able to make the stop with no rebound. As the Arizona State netminder was a little busy as Central Oklahoma was shorthanded. And the 2 minutes has elapsed on the power play against Stalzer for Central Oklahoma. So now we're back to 5-on-5 play. Sechrist to Ducharme, but kept in. Good pressure by Homan for Oklahoma, Central Oklahoma. As we are almost past the halfway mark in this third period, it's a 5-0 Arizona State lead. Shots on goal, 43-25 in favor of Arizona State, as they have been dominant tonight. Sechrist unable to keep it in. Now over to Squarey, and Squarey will cross corner that dump in. Phillip fresh off the bench, but it gets poked away. Broncos unable to get it in. Finally, Phillips will shepherd it ahead. Good play by Cade Olson. He was able to use his body to position the Broncos player from not collecting the puck. Phillips. Brady Franklin jumping in on the rush. Throws it out in front, but Quast wasn't expecting that pass or ready for it. Rabbroker finds Redmond. Redmond still with it as he fights off the check from Marchand. Redmond unable to get it out in front. Get some help from Doucette. Now to Guerrera. Guerrera, backhand shot, misses high. Heads up for Kennedy as Hogan was coming fresh off the bench. And luckily for Kennedy, he braced for the hit. Marchand. Sovisky shot on redirection in front, still loose in front. Another stop by Pendleton, and he finally is able to put a glove over the puck. Pendleton, a busy man tonight, facing 46 shots as he had to make a couple dandy saves there. King wins another draw for Arizona State. Silva Sky out in front. Cameron ends up whiffing on the shot. Taken away by the Broncos. Glenn leaves it behind his net. Gets rid of it quickly to King. Now to Butler. Sun Devils wasting no time in their own zone, breaking that puck out. Butler throws out one blindly through the middle of the ice. Nobody home for Arizona State. Butler. Pass behind King. Guerrera trying to find his line mate Thompson, but he wasn't ready for it. Newland leaves the puck for Butler. Newland jumps on the turnover. And able to get that one out in front. Broncos skate out with it. Doucette still with it out in front, and they score. Good work by Doucette of being able to get that puck in, and the Broncos have broken the shutout for Arizona State. It's 5-1. As you see it on the replay, Doucette doing all the work, and Sykes was able to find a quiet space in front of Glenn and was able to fit that one in 5-hole. Sun Devils back in on the attack. Palmer unable to release the shot. That gets cleared out. Franklin to Cooch. Now Newland follows up the play, gets it in. Franklin jumping in the offensive side of things. Kylie Ram at the point. Over to Newland. Plays it down low to Cooch. Out front to Kylie Ram, and a big stop by Pendleton. That was a great job by Cooch of being able to fit that pass over the defenseman stick for Central Oklahoma. And Kylie Ram unable to convert the chance. Squarey up to Silva Sky. Rebound still is in front. Squarey jabbing at it, and he scores! Squarey restores the 5-goal lead for the Sun Devils at 6-1. Hard work by Squarey as he was able to beat two Central Oklahoma players in front and was able to push that one through. And with these lopsided games as well, it allows more ice time for some of the more bottom lines that don't normally see this much ice time, and allows them to get more comfortable out there on the ice and also more opportunities to contribute. And the Sun Devils' bottom two lines have been doing all that and more tonight. Mondi down to Thompson. Wrist shot through to Rabroker. Will be saved by Glennon off the netting. Interesting note with the ACHA rankings as the Sun Devils came into last weekend 19th, but after 3 consecutive victories last weekend, when I looked at the rankings this week, they ended up losing a spot as they ended up getting pushed back out to 20th. Interesting to riddle that one, but again, with those computer rankings, a lot of calculations are taken into account to formulate how each team is ranked. Kloss blocks the shot. He'll skate that one in. Gets a couple of checks. He gets that puck down low. As we are now under 5 minutes to play in this third period, a 6-1 Arizona State advantage. Cervantes' short angle shot saved by Glenn. Kloss drops it for Franklin. He gets chased out by Doucette. Over to Olsen. But unable to connect on a clean pass. Quick snapshot on by Dubecki, misses high. Dubecki, the captain for Central Oklahoma, trying to fight the good fight and try to get another goal for his team. Redmond cycles it down low. Olsen has to get a check. Rabroko will just play that one down. Franklin will skip it out to Cameron. Now over to Butler. Cameron shoots that one in. And looks to be the penalty was going to let it play, but then he elects to freeze it for a whistle. Something we haven't seen in a long time from this Arizona State team, to put their shots on goal total to the big half-century mark of 50. And they have done that with 3:43 left to play in this third period. Also quite an achievement for Arizona State to dominate that shots on goal tally. Another shot on, this time from King, saved by Pendleton. Secret tries to forward it along, he does. Hogan. Now up to Thompson, wrist shot on, stopped by Glenn. Really hard for me to go through the Rolodex in terms of the amount of seasons I've covered ACHA hockey to find such a drop-off from last season to this current season of a team coming in with Central Oklahoma just a win away from competing for a national title to now having to be down so low in the rankings, and most likely after this result making it tough to come by to try to make a bid for another national title run. But again, a lot of changes happened, and it's hard to sustain excellence even in the ACHA, which makes it one of the great club ice hockey leagues in the world. Puck played out, ends up hitting the roof here at Mount America Community Iceplex, and we'll have a whistle. And that's something with the puck hitting the roof was a common occurrence at the old Sun Devil home of Oceanside Ice Arena, which is unfortunately now torn down. Where playing games there, if you have watched any of our prior games going back to 3 or 4 seasons ago, or have been a native to the Phoenix metro area, that know those low ceilings very well that Oceanside once had. But here, though, it's not an issue, as the ceiling is an appropriate length, which allows teams to chip the puck out and flip it out as an option to break the puck out of their own zone. Under 2 to play now. Franklin just elected to play it down deep. And a great Sun Devil performance tonight. Kylie Ram shot on, and that's stopped from each and every line, defense or forward or goaltender and they really made sure to not leave this game in doubt or allow Central Oklahoma to try to come back into this game at any point. Quick shot on from Squarey. This is wide as he's out there near the end of the hockey game as he's trying to go for his hat trick bid. Palmer. Squarey will dump it in, ends up hitting the linesman, but it's kept in by Descharm. Friesen trying to get it to his line mate Squarey, but it's taken away. Tonez throws his man to the boards, and we'll have a whistle as Tonez was too aggressive with the Central Oklahoma player Hogan. So we'll have a penalty to round out this hockey game. Or possible penalties, we'll see what the referees deem. As you see on the replay behind the net, as Tonez and Hogan got tangled up. And it looks to be deemed by the referees as both players at fault. And also, too, it might be a tactic for the referees, knowing that this game is well in hand already, that they just want to, again, temper possible emotions boiling over, and taking a player from each team will do that. And so for the last 57 seconds, we'll again have 4-on-4 play. Ubecki fakes a slap shot. Trying to get that one out in front, unable to by Sobesky. Spike. Sobesky to Franklin. Sobesky fans on the pass. Sykes is pressuring him in and rides him to the boards. Under 20 seconds left. Descharm unable to get that pass through. Puck will be controlled by Marchand. Now 5 seconds remain. Descharm, one more opportunity, shot on. And that'll do it. As Arizona State, wire to wire, take this one 6-1. As you see, the team, as customary, able to go ahead and congratulate their goaltender on a great performance. There was a decent crowd tonight. It's tough on a Thursday night with students still in classes, of being able to come out. But it was a decent showing by the fans as well. As we bring you inside Mount America Community Iceplex. Brett Vaughn here, as Arizona State throughout this hockey game really had the game in hand, and it was great to see them play against an opponent that you'd expect them to do well against, do actually well and follow what was on paper. But again, on paper and doing it in an actual game are two completely different things, and the Sun Devils were able to do just that tonight. My player of the game tonight was number 2, Connor Squarey for Arizona State. A role player for the Sun Devil team, was able to take advantage of the opportunity of getting more ice time, and he was able to get 2 goals in this game, and it's something that's going to really help his confidence. One of the upperclassmen for the Sun Devil team, the New York native, Connor Squarey, is our player of the game. Our next broadcast will be February 14th, as Arizona State will play host to Colorado State. Puck drop at 7:30, and we'll have that broadcast here on Arizona State ACHA Hockey YouTube. Before we go tonight, I want to say thank you to a very special person that helps make this broadcast possible, the one and only Dr. Ben Smith, the producer extraordinaire, does a great job all season long, as this is his last game of the season. And so we'll bid Ben adieu until next season. Ben, thank you so much from myself, the team, the coaches, and the organization of the great job you do each and every game. For one final time here from Mountain America Community Iceplex, Arizona State with a 6-1 victory over Central Oklahoma. Thank you so much for tuning in, and so long from Tempe, Arizona.